Howdy, it's Jim Arado, and this is September 2022. We're in Vancouver, British Columbia still, and actually, right now, we are on a bus ride to the Capilano Park and Capilano Suspension Bridge. And let me just say real quick, we almost reserved tickets before this trip with a company that would drive us there and to a couple of other places. We thought about doing that, but we thought, well, let's wait till we get to the hotel, because sometimes hotels have discount tickets and that sort of thing. Well, our hotel told us there's a free shuttle that'll just take you there, right outside of the hotel. We were at the Hyatt Regency Vancouver, and there is literally a free shuttle bus that takes people back and forth, specifically from that hotel, that location, to this park. So we were pretty thrilled about that. We saved a bunch of money. That was something else I found out about this area, is that, yeah, the hotels kind of know how to get the better deals. So keep that in mind. But yeah, we took a nice little shuttle bus ride out to the park, and we got here, and here's the famous suspension bridge. And we'll go over, and then we'll come back over this bridge, which is pretty freaky. And the bridge is famous. In fact, just checking Wikipedia, it mentions that it's a simple suspension bridge crossing the Capilano River in the district of North Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. The current bridge is 140 meters long, 460 feet, and 70 meters, 230 feet above the river. It's part of a private facility with an admission fee and draws over 1.2 million visitors per year. Yeah, it was hopping. We got there fairly early, and it wasn't too bad. But by the end of the day, the place was pretty crowded. You do get a heck of a view from up here. It is a suspension bridge, though, and it's very wobbly. I think especially as you get towards the end, it's shaking. And if you think about it too much, it can really mess with your head. But it's just definitely one of those things worth doing. And this is a nice park. In fact, I'm glad we didn't go with a tour company that probably would have brought us here. We would have went over the bridge, maybe done a couple of other quick things and left. I'm glad we did this on our own terms. We thought we would spend a couple of hours here. We spent well more than twice that here. This is just a really pleasant and nice park. It is privately owned, though, and they charge an admission, and it's a bit steep. It was about $100 for the two of us to go here. And I know, especially growing up in Western Kentucky, if you've grown up out in the country, this is the kind of place, nature was out my backyard. If I wanted to go hiking in the woods, I walked out my backyard, and within about 5 or 10 minutes, I was out in the wilds of Western Kentucky. Okay. But it's kind of neat, especially in Vancouver. They've built up a big city, but they've maintained a whole lot of nature around it, and this is obviously one of those places. But yeah, the bridge. Here's the bridge. I would read a little more to you from Wikipedia, but you can do that yourself. If you're watching this video, you're probably familiar with the place, or you're looking it up already. But it was definitely several hours well spent. We had a great time, and they've got a couple of other kind of Escher-esque things to do here with their treetop. They have like a treetop course, and then also kind of another walkway, and we would end up we pretty much walked all over this place. It was fun. It was nice, and we spent a good chunk of our day here. And as you can see, that bridge kind of goes on and on. And to me, it seemed to get skinnier and skinnier the more you walked on it. When we walked back over later in the day, it wasn't as bad. But I'm glad we went here. I'm glad we did it. I'm glad we've checked it off our bucket list. Also, it wasn't really that far from our hotel. I mean, the drive was, 15, 20 minutes. This park is, kind of close to everything in Vancouver you'd want to do. I'm sure you could, if you wanted to, you could take an Uber or a taxi, and it wouldn't be too horribly expensive. And we crossed the bridge. We came over here. There's a couple of little restaurants, a couple little places to get snacks or water or whatever you might need. And yeah, there's the bridge from another angle. And I'll show you some more of the bridge as we go on. But yeah, there's just a lot going on here. Yeah, a little place to have a snack, get something to drink. And then you can kind of walk, just kind of walk around. There's plenty of trails. And like I mentioned, they have I think it's called their treetop adventure. Look at that above us. Yeah. There's trails up in the trees. And of course we had to do that. In fact, to be honest with you, those little bridges up in the trees probably played with my head more than the actual suspension bridge. There was something a little more, I don't know, just unnerving about that. But it was fun, and I enjoyed it. And then on this side of the bridge, they had it kind of reminded me of like a junior ranger program at the national parks. There was a lady there, and she had a little booklet, and there were 6 or 7 stations you could stop at, and there was like a question, and you could answer these questions and then win a prize. And we went ahead and did that.
See, now I am here.
Yeah. Just for us.
Exactly. So, what is the game? Look, it's only on this part of the park.
Okay.
When you cross the bridge, the game is over. So you have to finish it here before you cross the bridge. Either on this side of the bridge or on other side of the bridge, not here. You will get reward for completing the game. So sometimes you don't have anyone on this side, but on other side for sure someone's
Okay.
So you show the completing booklet, you will get your reward. So those dots, they show where the answers are hidden. You see the first one is in tree house. And if you look at this particular poster, you will see the green circle over there on the top. Can you see? On this one.
Yeah.
It's an activity number 1. So now you're looking for those green circles, and they will be all the way here, but you have it on the map. Anyway, so what you do? You read the activity, you look at the poster behind it, you copy the answer, continue going. And some questions are extremely simple, so there is kind of like a desire to fill them before. Don't. Because when you come there, what bird you are, people start to fantasize. Oh, I am a hummingbird. Oh, I am an eagle. No. You have to be precise at that place. Number 6. There will be blue bird standing like that. You have to physically measure your wings. And then you know which bird you are.
Yeah, that nice lady explained the game to us, and we were up for it. It was mostly kind of a kid's thing to do, but I saw a lot of adults doing it also. And we would win our prize later. But yeah, now we're going on the big bridges up in the trees. This kind of reminded me of the Ewok village from Return of the Jedi. And that kind of added to the coolness, I guess. I thought it was neat that they had the little booklet program, though. It was cute. And, if I was a kid, I would go nuts for that sort of thing. And as an adult, I think it's pretty cool, too. I'll often do the Junior Ranger programs at national parks. I just think that's cool. But yeah, anyway, we're on the bridge. Or I guess on the bridges up in the trees. And this goes on for a little bit. I mean, it's... I'd hate to get out in the middle of this and then have a panic attack thinking about it, but I didn't see anybody do that, but I could understand how somebody could, especially as you're walking around and you look down. That just, and that can play with your head quite a bit. Vancouver, like I said, we spent about 4 days in Vancouver. Vancouver is probably one of my favorite bigger cities. It has issues like every place else, but I felt pretty comfortable there. I felt fairly safe. Lots of nice coffee shops, lots of nice shops, lots of stuff to do. Yeah, Vancouver was just really, really nice in general, and I'm going to put up some other videos about our time in Vancouver. Oh, and I forgot to mention that at our hotel, they even had discount tickets for Capilano. So we came here and we had discount tickets, and we hadn't pre-booked with a tour company that was going to charge a lot of money. And that actually, there were a couple of other tours we thought about doing that the hotel sort of steered us away from, that we were really interested in to begin with. And that was kind of helpful. I'll probably talk more about that in other videos. But they kind of drew a map for us and showed us, pretty much all of Vancouver's fairly safe. But there were a couple of areas they told us to avoid. But I'd say in general, I felt pretty comfortable in all of Vancouver. It's just a nice big town. And we would have some nice conversations with a lot of people here, locals and other tourists. In fact, we'd have a nice chat with this nice lady from Omaha, Nebraska.
I kind of go between.
Yeah, yes.
If you don't think about it, it's not
Yes,
so bad.
that's what I'm trying not to think about.
Here we go. I went to Michigan, and they have the tallest ski lift or ski jump in North America. And I went to the top of that, and I realized, yeah, I'm probably not afraid of heights. So,
I never used to as a kid.
yeah.
And as an adult, have been. And suspension bridge is so big.
Well, it's very brave that you're here.
So, so I'm like, hey.
Yeah, I love Omaha. I think I've put up some videos elsewhere on this YouTube channel about Nebraska. Very, very fond of that state. And of course, there's people shaking bridges, which happens ever so often in a place like this.
I'm glad he's having fun.
Yeah. All right. Hey. Hey, it's funny to your friends, not to us.
And we would actually see that family around a little bit more as we walked around and joked with them about stuff. They were funny. But yeah, this again, just a good trip. But check out the views. You know, the place is so layered, and it's kind of crazy looking down and looking up, and just seeing. Again, it reminded me of an MC Escher.
You want glass?
I was going to wait until he just
Yeah. Give him some distance there. Yes.
bless his heart. Okay, go right ahead.
But yeah, like I was saying, it reminded me of an MC Escher piece of art. I felt like this park was designed by Escher. And yeah, and just lots of good views everywhere you go. Just an interesting visual. You know, you've got nature, but they've built around it, and they've done a good job. Yeah, I thought that was really pretty right there. And there's another look at the bridge from a different angle. They had a great gift shop here, too, by the way. I wanted to mention that. We actually did some Christmas shopping at the gift shop. You know, pretty much any shirt, sticker, postcard, jewelry, patch that you'd want, they had it in just a nice big gift shop, and we enjoyed that. Another thing I noticed in the gift shop and at the restaurant, and I'll mention the restaurant a little bit later, they played the Be Good Tanyas, the Tragically Hip. There were some other bands, and it hit me, they were playing exclusively Canadian music. And I'm a fan. I've mentioned that in other videos. I'm a fan of Canadian music. I tell people all the time, I feel like Canadian musicians put about 20-25% more into their music, into their lyrics. It's, that you can still have a good, fun pop song, but it's going to be a little deeper. They're going to use multiple syllable words. Not to insult any other, American music. I love American music too, but I've always appreciated Canadian music, and it was pretty cool that they were just playing. You weren't going to hear anything American, and I picked up on that, and I just thought it was pretty cool. And of course, the bridge is perfect for photo ops, and you see a lot of people. I think everybody had to get their photos. We did. Yeah, and this was about a tree. There was actually a tree fell on the bridge in 2006, and I mean, it didn't knock the bridge over or anything, but I believe that's part of the tree that fell, and I thought that was kind of interesting. I mean, bam, a big old tree fell on the bridge, and obviously that can happen again. And they were building more trails while we were here, obviously adding to what you can do here. And I felt like we covered this place pretty thoroughly. I felt like we walked just about every trail we could find.
And then get it for them.
Absolutely.
If you're a winner.
If you're a winner. Winner, chicken dinner, of course. And this right on. Cool. This one too.
Yeah, and that was us turning in our workbooks and claiming our prize. I don't know if you could see it or not, but it was a bracelet, kind of like a, just kind of a paper bracelet that you might put on, as an entry ticket somewhere. But they put seeds in it, I think like wildflower seeds, so you could take that bracelet home and plant it in your yard. And I just thought that was pretty cool. So kind of a nice little prize. And yeah, we enjoyed that. We're back on the bridge. And I guess just a couple of other facts that I found on Wikipedia that I thought were interesting. There have been falls and that sort of thing from the bridge. Looks like not many though, not as many as I would have suspected. And then in pop culture, the bridge has been featured as a setting in episodes of several TV series, including MacGyver, Sliders, The Crow, Stairway to Heaven, and Psych. Okay. I'm going to have to go back and watch a couple of those. In 1974, social psychologists Donald Dutton and Arthur Aaron conducted a well-known experiment on the bridge. Men approached by a female researcher on the bridge were more likely to call her later than men approached on a more solid bridge across the river. Dutton and Aaron argued that this supported the theory that the men were misattributing the arousal caused by fear to sexual attraction toward the woman. This research supported Stanley Schacht's two-factor theory of emotion. Okie dokie. In June of 2019, Korean pop group NCT 127 created a video of their visit to the bridge as part of social media documenting the world tour of theirs. And the bridge appears as one of many locations visited in the Vancouver Velocity Racecourse in the mobile game Mario Kart Tour. So that's interesting. And there's, I believe it's Lynn Canyon Suspension Bridge is one. It's more of a state park that people go to as an alternative, since ticket prices to this one are a bit steep. And you can definitely get seasick on this bridge. Sorry about the camera work, but it is just wobbly. You'll see a couple people walking towards us are having a little trouble keeping still. And there's more people taking pictures. And this is obviously a great place for photo ops. And we took some pictures earlier too. I mentioned earlier we would also hit Stanley Park, and we did a kind of a true crime tour with a company I believe called Forbidden Vancouver Walking Tours, and it was a lot of fun. I'll put up a little video about that one later. I didn't tape much of that, but I did tape some in Stanley Park, which is just an interesting area in its own right, and a couple of really interesting crimes have happened there. That particular tour really got into the whole First Nations thing, though. Yeah, but it was a lot of fun. And we're getting off the bridge here. We're going to go up these stairs, and almost immediately to our left is the start of a whole nother system of steps and trails. We're exiting. Yay! Yeah, and we're about to go here. And this is the cliff walk, and this one kind of messed with my head too, just about as much as the trees did. And lots of kind of small, skinny paths, small stairs, as you'll see. And yeah, just kind of a little pathway along this edge, and another area that's just kind of freaky. And this reminded me a little bit in some ways of Rock City down in the Chattanooga area, right on the Tennessee-Georgia line. Kind of a similar park. It's privately owned, and you just sort of walk on trails and see what's going on. You're not walking on crazy tight little bridges like this, though. But yeah, Rock City, legendary attraction, a little south of Kentucky. And we've actually been there a few times. I like that area a lot. This is the kind of thing, though, I mean, I can check it off on my bucket list. I don't feel the need to go back here. I enjoyed it, but it's not one of those things, like I like going to Mammoth Cave. I like going to, several Civil War battlefields. I like going to some of those over and over again. But this was, I enjoyed it once. I can check it off the checklist. I conquered the bridge, yay! And I don't feel the need to go back and do it. Look at that though. That's just that really plays with your mind there, looking down as you're going on that bridge. And then yeah, over there you can see the actual suspension bridge, and you can look way down there too. They do, as you leave, they actually give you a little certificate that that you did the bridge. There's a little dated certificate. It's pretty cool looking, actually. It looks like a stock certificate or something like that, but they give you this cool little certificate, you know, for your scrapbook, saying that that you were here and you did it. And look at those tiny stairs. I mean, that just, you know, it's a little bitty gate separating you from a nice big fall. It is pretty though. It's nice coming up here, and then after you'll get used to it, you know, it kind of doesn't really play with your mind as much as it did when you first arrived. And you got to think about those guys that put these stairs and bridges in place. Yeah, there's kind of like a little grate down there. And that's one of the scarier places to get a photo. They do have these nice little waterfalls and stuff around the park. Oh yeah, they had a nice restaurant. We stopped here and had lunch. It was a very good lunch. I got some, yeah, there we go. My wife had a nice salad. I think I had fish and chips. It was pricey. Again, you're in Vancouver, you're at a park, you're at a tourist attraction. This was not an economical place to eat, but we enjoyed it quite a bit, and it was nice eating outside here at the park at their restaurant. They did have a little place where you could get yogurt. We stopped and had a little yogurt dessert after this, and yeah, there we go. There's the little yogurt place. And then we got on the free shuttle and left. So yeah, that was our day at the Capilano Park and the Capilano Suspension Bridge in Vancouver. Again, wanted to mention that there are free shuttles that can take you there. Check with your hotel first. But we had a really nice day here, so I hope you enjoyed that.